Hey everyone, and welcome back to another Marathon Digital Holdings chart planning video. Before we jump into this structure breakdown and talk about what's going on right here, I want to quickly address some confusion. I've noticed on the last video, um, there was some confusion on why I'm saying this is an all-time high and why I uh, tend to categorize my numbers in ways that may not make sense. So let me clear this up. If I zoom out on the bigger picture, the start of 2024 is right here, indicating that the all-time high of 2024 is actually up here at $34 or just over $24. But let me be clear about something. I do not trade off of far back history. I do not trade off of structures that have been trading in the like a handful of months back, especially structures that have um, started last year and then worked its way into the current year without completing its final structure just yet. So, what I mean by that is, for illustration reasons, I'm trying to find. Um, Here we go. So, back in 2023, there was some structures that started well back, basically at the end of 2022. It's a wave structure, a corrective five-wave structure to the upside that started back in late 2022 and did not finish until earlier this year in February 24th. You have that structure, and then you had another uh, corrective wave structure that I've confirmed to be this wave count down here to three wave corrective structure after this bullish structure ended. So we have that, and I do not trade off of that on the current bull market, because if we have a basically just about a year-long rally that ended earlier this year but started over a year ago, and then we have a couple months of corrective structures, I'm not going to consider this into this trade. So every time I say 2024 all-time high, I want to make it very clear that I'm talking about the current wave structure, which is now this right here. This is what we're focused on right here at the moment. I am not going to worry about a wave structure that started over a year ago that ended earlier this year. And then we had a different wave structure, corrective, and now we're on the beginning of the next leg up on the current wave structure that will, in my opinion, definitely surpass the true 2024 all-time high of uh, just under $34, just over $34, right around here. I definitely see this passing that. I definitely see this stock going up to $40, maybe not by the end of this year, but definitely well over $40 sometime in 2025 as we continue the next wave count. But when I say all-time high for 2024, and I will continue to say this throughout the rest of the year, is the current wave structure that we're in right now. So again, this all-time high is from a bull market or this bullish structure that lasted over a year, and then we're here in this corrective wave structure. Passing that, we're into the current next bullish wave structure. So I'm going to continue to say all-time high 2024, and I'm talking about the current wave structure in, because I am not going to factor any of this all-time high up here, or this swing low down here, this swing low. None of that, or yes, I will factor in this swing low just because this was the wave structure just before. But this high right here, swing high, is the end of a bullish structure that happened a while back, and this is a swing low and another swing high. All that's invisible to me. I do not factor that in. This is a very volatile stock. I do not factor any of that in. So again, I'm going to continue saying all-time high for 2024 because I am focused on the current wave structure, and this is the true bullish wave structure of the year, not this structure up here that reached up to $34. That's not the true top in my opinion. Technically, yeah, it is a true top because that's how high the price was this year. But on the current bullish structure that we're in, to me, this is the true all-time high for active trading. In my opinion, of course, it's all my opinion. So let's jump into what we're really talking about, which is the current wave structure that we're in right now and what we're looking at short term. So on the 4 hour, which is my preferred trading time frame, or at least to analyze, is on the previous video we were looking at. Let me get closer. This right here, we didn't reach the yellow resistance yesterday at the time of recording. The market is still open right now, by the way, so we might see this fluctuate just a little bit. There's about almost 2 hours left, but we did not reach the yellow resistance today. We did break over it briefly and fell back down as we anticipated. We wanted to see ideally this swing high or the 2024 all-time high in this wave structure that we're in. We wanted to see it break briefly to confirm a more stronger corrective move, and now we're currently coming down, or ideally we'll continue coming down into this blue structure down here. We can actually change up a little bit since we moved higher. So we ideally wanted to come down in here, bounce off of here, and go ahead and retest the swing high that we have right here as well. This will indicate if we can successfully retest, coming back down, retest, and go back up. That would be very nice. It'll be a very nice, clear, bullish structure, because we can consider that the fourth wave, or we might come down, consolidate in this area. But regardless, we're looking for support in this area before we move up and start making our ways higher. So if we were to find support here, let me show you guys what that will look like. So if we were to find support there and we kind of try, hold on, let me delete that. If we start there, find support, say a little bit underneath the 0.5, we can potentially see the fifth wave reaching, at least $25 per share on that wave count. Although that doesn't really matter too much yet, just because we are still trying to figure out where this fourth wave will end, and rather not the third wave will end as well. So if we factor in a simple little support here, so we want to see this come down, respect this area. If we fail, we still have this bigger support area down here. So that's just what I'm looking for. Again, it's my opinion. That's how I'm factoring, or how I'm structuring these trades. Let me check to make sure I'm still okay. We're still good. So how I'm factoring these trades. A fail of this would mean that we're still potentially looking at this red area down here. Oh, and there's one more thing I want to show you guys is a little bit more confusion. There was talk that Marathon Digital will follow the what do you say? Bitcoin's price. If Bitcoin goes up, Mara goes up, and yeah, although all that is true, I want to make it clear that if you look at, let's extend it out a little bit more. Let's do 1 week. So Bitcoin has always moved higher over time, and Mara has moved down over time. So this is just my opinion, but when someone says, oh yeah, if Bitcoin goes up, Mara will go up. If Bitcoin goes down, it's the same thing. It's just going to follow it. It just mirrors it, basically. If people tell you that, in my opinion, that is not true. As you can see, we have an overall downtrend going on, and then after this bull cycle ends, and the price ends up somewhere higher, eventually on the next bear cycle, we will see a new low for the stock, potentially going to negative, unless Marathon Digital can keep securing more mining units. Then we will most likely never see the stock in the negative again. But as you can see, Bitcoin was a lot easier to mine back then, more profits. but the stock still trended down. I never. So I want this to be a very like. I'm not trying to call anyone out. I'm just saying that I don't think it's a good idea. I think it's a little silly to, you know, place your Marathon Digital Holdings trades specifically on Bitcoin's price action. That's not how I do things. Every single asset, if it has its own separate chart, it has its own separate information. I want to make a video on this later on to maybe explain it a little bit better because I feel like I'm kind of repeating myself or I'm not making any sense. But and I've been trading Mara for like a few years now, and um, I noticed that a lot of times Bitcoin would trend up while Mara trends down, and the opposite as well. Bitcoin goes down, Mara goes up, and it can happen for a couple days straight. So I never trade Mara based on Bitcoin. On a little bit of the bigger picture, yeah, like okay, so when Bitcoin goes up to $100,000 eventually soon, yeah, I do see Marathon Digital Holdings definitely breaking at least $25 to even easily $30 soon. I easily see $30 as a conservative estimate um, soon. I'm not saying that's going to be the high for the bull market, but I do see that coming up soon, like real soon, because this price Mara can go up very quickly, just like it can go down very quickly. So I'm very bullish on this stock, but I want to make it clear that just because Bitcoin does something, Mara does not have to do the same thing. And um, I never trade current structures based off of previous structures. I never do that. I go purely off of the current structure. And when I say all-time high for 2024, I mean all-time high for the current structure of 2024, regardless if we did see $34 in 2024. Current all-time high 2024 for me is what the current bullish structure is, which is this. That's how I structure my trade. That's just how I make sense of it. It's a lot easier for me to understand that way. It might not be for a lot of other people, but I just felt like making that clear and addressing any confusion. So again, we're looking for ideally a corrective pull to around the zero point 0.5 fib retracement, respecting this ascending support in yellow. If we were to break down, we still have one more support down here. Structured trades as you see fit. It's trading is all up to you guys. It's just how I personally structure my own trades. If we fail this, we can potentially see the red area down here. I'm very bullish on this stock enough where I see current structures to be strong, at least for now, where we will find support somewhere in this area. At least that's how I'm going to be addressing this stock. And of course, if I'm wrong, there's always a stop loss. But I personally believe that we're going to find support in this area. Again, that's how I'm going to be approaching this trade. And then potentially the fifth wave can end up topping up at least under 20, somewhere in this area right here under the $26 mark at a minimum. So hopefully that made sense. And then of course that would be also where the overall third wave ends as well. So until then, this third wave is still in play because we can see the price move higher. If the price moves higher, we'll just move this as necessary, although right now this is what I consider it to be accurate. I hope this made sense, and I hope everyone has a great day, and please take care.